right. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, my author had to basically go off and do, to take care of some IRL stuff back in his hometown of origin. And, well, we're back now. So we'll see how this goes. Thanks to his new work schedule, there's going to be a bit of change of when we do it, and then because there's also another streamer in the house, we're going to have to make sure that what we do doesn't interfere with their stream. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, so where we last left off. Well, last time we were doing a Zelda game stream, but today we wanted to get back into our Stellaris run and continue trying to build this empire. So, without much further ado, let's load in. Okay. Reminds me, should probably move the chat window. Oop, that's not the window. Move the chat window over here so it's not in the way of our other stuff. Not that y'all can see it, but hey. Alright, where were we? We were trying to basically build up territory. And we had some minor unemployment happening. Yeah, and we had that taken care of. Okay, so that's all set. Guys, auto searching places. Okay, this is a place that's all just going to be, our backyard, so we don't have to worry about expanding in that direction. We just want to make sure we can try and hit some choke points. And that's our sugar daddy. All right, let's carry on. The ISS of Western Horn had never made it all the way to BTBRF to study the anomaly surrounding it. The ship, along with the science officer Badashima and crew, blinked out of existence as it was navigating the debris field, and then reappeared minutes later. Bodashama reports that they found themselves briefly in some extra-dimensional space. External viewports revealed that they were surrounded by countless ships of alien design, suspended in a seemingly endless void. Before the crew could get their bearings, the vision abruptly faded and they found themselves back in regular space. However, roughly half of the crew are missing. Science officer Badashama speculates that they may have been selectively trapped by some unknowable mechanism in that strange place. 200 experience. Weird. Alright. Cross off prosperity. Leave that be for now. Technological ascendancy. Always good to... No, we'll get to that in a second. Technological ascension is always a pretty good perk to grab because that helps with your research speed. And we are a bit of the technological side of things. Well, not directly, but enough to where it makes sense for us. Part 2. The missing members of the ISS Western Horn's crew, thought lost to the dimensional rift, have reappeared. They hailed us from aboard an unknown vessel, not entirely dissimilar to our own science ships, idling close to where the ISS Western Horn originally experienced a dimensional disturbance. They claim to remember nothing of their time outside our dimension, aside from a vague awareness of having been away for some time. They wish for nothing but to return to service under Science Officer Badashama and intend to surrender their ship to Eldian authorities. Very well. Or we destroy them. either blow up their ship, or we accept them back and get a new science ship. Which... Let me check my leader pool real quick here. Because it does say that we are over the limit by 1. An heir apparent who isn't doing anything. Big surprise there. Let's see. 3 people on science ships. 4 people on science ships. We don't need an extra science ship. But for RP purposes, I don't see why not. Let's see. Authoritarian, cooperative, you got pluralist. And our species specifically are intelligent, adaptive, and united. So in terms of their character both as individuals and from a governmental perspective, I think they would definitely take back these people. We get an extra ship out of the deal, but then, you know, I'll just be around. Whoa! It needs a science to do stuff. Alright, we'll just have it parked in our main system here. Now, Western Horn has yet found more things. Abandoned cloud refineries. Deep echo scans from the science ship ISS Western Horn have revealed various structures floating in the upper atmosphere of the gas giant Pagitaron 3. These abandoned structures, presumably refineries, seem to be autonomously sucking in gas at the bottom and processing it into raw solid materials, after which it is storing materials in a giant hexacylinder tanks. Most of the tanks on top of the structures appear to be broken, burst from within, due to the pressure buildup of excess materials. We might be able to recover some of the resources in a few of the refineries. Neat. Oh. Found hostiles. Where at? Oh, interesting. Ah, the mining drones. Oh, hey, he's back to... Ooh, that's a lot of planets. Yeah, we want that system. What's our current setup here? 765? Ugh. Okay. Now we can't even do a new... We haven't gotten far enough for a new Starhold yet, or anything other than Corvettes. Well... We'll build 5 more Corvettes for now. Oh, right, one of these. Planetary unification. It's not the most optimal path, but it'll help. And I'm just going to set these two, well, growing slow enough that I don't have to worry about it. The monolith we found on A1001b dwarfs the science ship we sent to investigate it. A majestic, smooth slab of metal. The once garish pigment patterns on the front have been reduced to mere flecks. A small power outlet on the machine's side promises its secrets will be unveiled in exchange for a modest sum of energy credits. I think your thing there is a bit wide. Activate the machine. What happens? Machine awakens. The machine stirs, ancient mechanisms clinking behind the smooth facade. After much whirring, buzzing, and no dramatic pause, a metallic panel slides back, and a ship-sized cylinder rolls out of the machine. The cylinder is empty, its content long evaporated through a corroded sealing cap. The container itself is still in good shape, though, and the unknown alloy is on par with metal we used to make our ships. Artifacts, neat. Oh, you have no orders. Okay. Go this way. You build a starbase over here. We need that. Alright. What do we got? Come to you in a second. Let's see. Let's go for mining station output. Get more resources in here. Make it so. A ruined network of aerostat colonies dating back at least 3 millennia can be found in low orbit of this gas giant. The original function appears to have been gas mining, but they have since been abandoned and reoccupied by many different races and pirate groups. Colonies have been thoroughly stripped of anything even remotely valuable, but the mere fact that they are still aloft after all this time makes them an interesting subject of engineering research. Neat. Oh, right, we have an O-class in our little backyard. That's going to be fun. For those who don't know, O-class stars are from the Gigastructural mod. They are not part of the base game. They're basically one of the ways you can really kickstart your economy. And we have 2 of them. No, eventually we'll have 2 of them. Oh, we found a wrecked Titan. Which system is this in? Over here. Ah, good. That'll be something we can restore later, or scrap for alloys if in a pinch. And we got some engineering research off of it in the meantime. Oh, you were the one that did that. Okay. Ooh, obelisks. Give me a second. I'm going to set this guy to anomaly and research project. Scientific expedition team led by Adibal from the science vessel ISS Pillars has found something remarkable. 3 obelisks placed at corresponding geographic locations are all that remain of this world's occupants. As night falls, these obelisks glow with psi energy, illuminating the various markings engraved upon them. We theorize that these obelisks could be the key to understanding psionics and gateway technologies. Research teams have established science facilities at each obelisk and will continue to monitor and study them for any additional information. 300 XP, 500 Unity, 11 artifacts, a bunch of researches, and afterburners. Nice. Speaking of. Alright. We've gone discovery, prosperity. What's next on our list? Now, what I usually like to do with this mod setup is go for order, because that gives us an extra civic slot. And then with the other ascension perks we can get, along with one of the research options in society, that can allow us to get, I believe, 3 or 4 extra civics to add to our empire, which can really help us out. Biogenesis is nice, but we're nowhere near being able to edit our species efficiently. Usually I like to leave that off until we've at least figured out what our ascension perk is going to be. Alternatively, we could go for something like assault or supremacy to get our military ability up and running a bit more, or even something like aptitude for enhance our leaders. I think I'm going to go for aptitude to increase our leaders, because we are an imperial empire, so I think this makes a lot of sense. That we want to be able to grab that. Oh, we got blue lasers. Lovely. Let's see. Let's get energy grid here. That's going to be useful. All right. So this was a valuable world we found.
Star system charted.
Get to you in a second. Engineering pop. Ooh. Well, if you ever get to terraforming, this will definitely be nice. Size 20. That's really good. Ooh, hive ruins. Scientist Adibal on board this ISS Pillars has made a terrifying discovery on Almach 1. After extensive analysis, we have discovered that the fossilized remnants of this world seem to have thousands of unusual synapse nodes spread upon them. They appear to serve as massive biofactories that churn out the endless swarms of bioforms. These Hive worlds, as we have named them, seem to have been living creatures in their own right, incorporating millions of bioengineered organisms. Each hive was a perfect biological factory capable of creating trillions of small and large organisms through gene replication and splicing that allowed them to adapt on every new world and environment they encountered. We can only hope these types of creatures no longer exist. Take a second look. We have the influence for that. Alright, how's this looking? Okay, we can build 3 more Corvettes. Round out this fleet. And just enough to just get everyone up to date with our blue lasers. Ooh, planetary shields. An impressive array of energy-emitting systems is spread around this world. These vast complexes project a seamless field around the planet with unknown properties. What we do know, however, is what we see. It behaves like a solid shield, preventing any high kinetic matter and high energy waves or particles from penetrating it. If colonized, it'll be a really good place for us. Barren world? Ah, the tomb world. Can't do that one yet. Still, size 23. That's really nice. Okay. So this is something that we boost up later. Oh, you know what? We can, oh, no, wait. We don't want to colonize this one yet. Yeah, we don't have any good... Wait. Yeah, 10% happiness ain't too bad. We'll go ahead and start colonizing this world once we get our alloys back up again. Nope. It's time. Later costs and pool size. Okay, we got that one. Let's do Edict's Fund. That'll actually help be useful here real soon. Oh, drone study. Okay. Large green clouds can be seen from far away when looking at the gas giant Almach 6. Its vibrant green is in star contrast. I think they meant stark contrast with the white yellowish cloud layers and the dark brown bands of denser gas. Our science ship is currently surveying the system of Almach. As discovered, these green clouds are actually a life form. Tiny plankton-like life forms float across the upper layers of the gas giant, absorbing both the gases and sunlight in order to grow, multiply, and survive. Food! Oh, someone leveled up. The scientist. Let's see. Oh, Adabal, you're the one doing stuff. We'll set you to explore because that's what we're having you do right now. Alright. Ooh. Hey, alien. Okay. Oh, protomolecule. That's a reference to the Expanse. To Yankee whales. We can kill them for mad loots, but I typically don't bother with them. I have a feeling our society is a bit less of the whaling option. Yeah, protomolecule. At first, this asteroid station seemed abandoned, damaged. But as soon as we started listening to various electromagnetic channels, we could hear strange voices, ever so slightly picking up in speed. On closer inspection, the interior of the station is filled with strange crystals and bizarrely moving biometal core. Almost lifelike. The entire place sounds terrifying. That's a lot of society to put on one spot. That's really cool. Yes, we have idol leaders. Okay, you're doing investigations, right? you. Go ahead and cap this one. Ah, final resting place. Colossal Leviathan lays dead. The world named Bizarre 2. Its final resting place. This magnificent and probably dangerous creature was attacked by what appears to have been a much larger monster. Large chunks are torn from Leviathan's side and back. It must have tried to hide close to the atmosphere of this world, ultimately failing in its attempt. Phosphorus planets. Ooh. Derelict shipyard. A large portion of asteroid T-66 has been hollowed out to allow for construction of some kind of shipyard. It has been abandoned and exposed to the vacuum of space for centuries. If anything useful remained, it has already been looted by previous explorers. The design of this shipyard is itself unique, however, and much could potentially be learned from it.
Vessels upgraded.
Fleet has been upgraded. Alright. We have a size 20 fleet, 1.4 power. Let's go and murder some hostiles. Start with them, just so we can get a little bit more XP going here. Alright, let's go for... maybe we go synth, maybe we go cybernetics. We'll go with this for now. I'm going to start putting these on automatic for the time being, just so I can focus on other things.
Star system charted.
Oh, right, I told you to stop. There is a black hole here. That'll be interesting. Economy's doing okay, all told. Empire, you only got one job open right now. Let's see.
Construction complete.
Let's go ahead and build a new industrial district. Just to help boost that up.
Special
And
project complete.
our continued studies of the massive skeleton remains on Ulrike 4 have managed to shed some light on how the creature ended up on the planet. There are very faint residual energy readings that indicate some kind of dimensional portal existed briefly towards the rear of the skeleton. Science officer Badashama just theorizes that the creature passed through this gateway from another dimension, only to quickly perish in the hostile environment of the planet. Why it did this and where it came from are questions that may never be answered. Neat. Alright, let's go ahead and start clearing these blockers from our homeworld. Abandoned amusement park. Structures of Mizar 8 are not as old as we first believed. It seems to be a playground or amusement park of some sort. Science officer Gershama notes that many of the contraptions are highly complex creations that we can learn much from, and that, to the builder's alien eyes, this might have been a cutting-edge sensor array or even a gigantic art installation. Regardless, to us, LD, it looks mostly like a place where you would take your young and let them amuse themselves.
Technology secured.
Right, need to remember to send him up there eventually. Ooh, increase leader. Yeah, sure, that's easy enough. Go ahead. Experience gain, thank you.
Attacking enemy vessels.
Cultist fleet destroyed. That was pretty fast. While you're here, go ahead and research the projects, and then we'll set you back to surveying. Concentrated energy. The source of usual energy readings noticed on Noose 1A is confirmed to be a small blue orb. The scientists report that sensors pick up tachyons of reverse polarity. Symbols are carved into the ground around the object, perhaps placed there by an older civilization. It is unclear whether they are meant as instruction or a warning. The full inscription is far from translated, but individual symbols seem related to the measuring of time and the relative positions of celestial objects in the Nous system. Study the orb.
Technology.
Was ist das? Let's see, you're that guy. Ooh, edicts upkeep reduction. That's nice. Time flows like a river. Adabal brushed against the blue orb. She later described a vision of time stretching out like a river into the infinite future and past. In front of her, blue energy arced out of the time stream and was absorbed by her body. Although the incident was accurately measured by the other scientists to span less than a second, she experienced it for more than an hour. After the vision ended, Adabal was certain that time would no longer affect her. With an infinite lifetime ahead, she wants to use her endless time to explore the universe on her own. Oh. We can either let her go on her way, or we keep her as an immortal scientist. We are united, and while we are equal, we're not highly individualistic, I would say. It's like time doesn't work on your body, but you can still be shot, you realize. Like, I'd be fine. Just end up respawning. You, not so much. That said, though, that would put me down a science ship. It would put me back into compliance with leadership pool size, but still. Let's see. You're also an You know what? Maybe we send her out and she'll come back. Have fun, kid. Oh, new aliens in Nous. Hilarious. That would be my neighbors. Pause real quick. This is the one. Alright. You know what? You have a purple one. Now, I want you to very quickly survey this system.
Star system charted.
They're also surveying it, so we might lose out on this. I want to kind of get this cluster. Plasmoid life. Azrubal on board the science ship Pillars has made a substantial discovery on Nous. Somehow, life composed entirely of plasma has managed to evolve on this star. Unfortunately, the ship cannot venture closer for a better scan of the sun's thermal radiation is proving too much for the ship's onboard sensors. Sure. We'll add that to the log.
Star system charted.
Alright, that one's charted. Let's go ahead and check it out and see if we can survey this system real fast so we can claim this choke point before they get there. Ah, enigmatic observers. Ah, okay, so that's a little spot I don't have to worry about anymore. How delightful! We hadn't expected to encounter you for a few centuries yet. Personally, I thought you would wipe yourselves out long before leaving your gravity well, but I am glad to be proven wrong. Okay, gonna go with the we will achieve unity, do not stand in our way. We have no desire of conflict. You will serve the High Monarch whether you wish to or not. They really don't care what we say. We're just going to give a medium response where it's like, don't. We have a sugar daddy. New aliens. Seems our linguist has suffered a major setback in their attempts to codify the language used by the new. Quite simply not a language. In a report, Envoy Bodascun states that after days of investigating the matter from every angle, the linguist finally concluded that it was in fact probably an attempt at music. An unfortunate error. Silicon life forms. Oh my. Some kind of burrowing silicon-based life form inhabits a vast network of tunnels beneath the barren surface of Kiram V5A. As best as we can tell, the creatures feed off rocks, and there is evidence to suggest they possess a rudimentary form of intelligence. Their tunneling efforts have shuffled large amounts of valuable minerals to the surface. Neat! Alright, so we got somebody here blocking off this section. Should make my life a little easier. Ooh, strategic resource. Hang on a second. Ah, neat. And an abandoned station. During a survey of CAF 1, the ISS Western Horn discovered several exotic gases previously unknown to us. These gases have a variety of different uses, particularly in the operation of advanced energy-based weaponry and force fields. Some of the gases can also be used as starship fuel or even as recreational drugs. Because of course they can. Alright. It's good to know that we have a gas resource in our system somewhere. Ah, down here. Oh, okay, this is also a little cluster thing that's not attached to anything. That's lovely. Love to see it. Love to see it. Alright, claimed that one. Oh, Hellgate. Wonderful. Alright. You finish that. Go ahead and shoot these people up. We'll do it as a test of your ability. Oh, who leveled up? My scientist who is currently on that. We're going to go roamer to make you go faster. We have discovered an abandoned solar sail ship around CAF 2. The sublight vessel was built by an unknown culture and appears to be several thousand years old. One of the massive sails has a large tear where some kind of object passed through, most likely a meteoroid, which appears to have disabled the vessel. Although the technology of the ship is severely outdated, it does possess some interesting engineering design choices. That is to say, in the engineering world, it's cute. Ah, we have been able to discover much about the vessel and the new system. The most convincing current hypothesis, based upon its behavior and the patterns of the still unpredictable signals we have intercepted from it, is that it belongs to a previously unknown space-faring civilization. Keep at it, guys. Metal coral. Large reefs of metallic coral have been discovered on Romanox 3A. Ah, over here. Toxic world. A metal-rich ocean floor has created a very vibrantly colored coral that is extremely strong and able to withstand extreme pressure. Because of this, the metal coral can be observed on most of the ocean floor. Ah, not alloy? Fine. Oh, who leveled up? You! Now we'll just add archaeologists, because we want you to start researching our archaeology sites eventually. Oh, is this... Ah, yep, they're building a place here. Alright. Let's have you go here, because eventually you're going to get kicked out. Yeah, I can see they're building a outpost here, so we're not going to get there in time. So we're just going to cut our losses, close out this system, and progress this way. We're almost there. Set you to aggressive. Oh, debris. Sensors are picking up unusual emissions coming deep within the Kerbal system. A very large abandoned station surrounded by dangerous debris seems to be orbiting a seemingly uninteresting planet. Perhaps something might be salvageable. Ooh, neat! Depressurized station. That'll be useful. Ah, yes. The hexagonal storm of a Saturn look-alike. You actually have this in your own system, you realize. Like, that planet with the rings you call Saturn, this is what... It actually has a hexagonal storm on one of its poles. It's fascinating. Now, granted, it is not like a perfect hexagonal thing. It's just a bunch of tiny, smaller storms swirling around that happens to take the macro structure of a hexagon. It's friggin' cool. Oh, more level ups. Governor. We don't care about trade value, but building stuff is really much what we're about. You are High Monarch. Will increase your leadership experience gain. On the barren plains, we'll leave that bleed for now. We get research robot workers. Yeah, we're going to get destroyers instead. Reduce our leader upkeep.
Technology secured.
Grab you.
Attacking enemy vessels.
How's this fight going? Could be better, but it's not bad. Might lose a ship. No? And then the station.
Anomaly found.
For now. And then we'll send you home to get repairs. Ooh, precursor outpost. We'll come to you in a second. The heir apparent. Champion of the people. I think that'll be a good story for something to leader to inherit. Let's see. We wanted to get this. Do we have a signed ship that's nearby? No, we do not. Okay, so we're just going to have you research projects, and then you're going to come back here, survey this system. Oh, wrong order. Research projects. Hold the shift key. Then your survey system. Then automatic surveying. Anyway, science expedition team led by Marasha Kun from the Western Horn, the one who inherited, found something remarkable. Upon landing, we discovered this world is untouched save for a lone structure lying in the heart of a forest. The building is still powered and contains only a few rooms. Strange markings not too dissimilar from runes skitter across the display surfaces. It is possible this could be the remnants of an archaic language, or the rabblings of a long-dead madman. You know, flip a coin. Linguist experts assert that continued research of this runic language could lead to significant advances in understanding alien social constructs and idioms, even if those aliens vanished aeons ago. Cool. And I'll set you over to
Special
here.
project
Nope.
complete.
More plasmoid life. Several additional discoveries surveying the unique planet. The newfound knowledge greatly expands our understanding of the universe. Neat. Okay, we'll just queue those up for now.
Star system charted.
You're busy making your way downtown. No, right. Let's go ahead and start colonizing. Abandoned cargo pod. 1 second. Yeah, I'll grab this one too. A discarded cargo pod was left by someone in the upper atmosphere of Eglor 3 long ago. It has somehow escaped the notice of other spacefarers, and its decaying orbit means it would have been lost in the gas giant's crushing atmosphere within another few years. When the crew of the ISS Western Horn unsealed the pod, they found a stash of alien jewelry made out of precious metals. Melt them down, sell them, study their construction, let's keep them. Melt them down. We need alloy. I should have kept them. That would have been more in line. Well, you know, the practicality probably would have won out. Where it's like, jewelry's ugly. No more planets in this. We got a ways to go. All right. Very least, we should be able to handle most of that stuff. Still making your way over. Let's go ahead and speed up a little bit to move things along.
Star system charted.
This one. It's really going to help boost our reef stuff. Now we have a fleet naval cap of 34. Our attempts to learn more about them has been in vain. Right. Forgot to just pause that real quick. Jeez, we're having a hard time deciphering these people. They must be isolation. Yeah, see, isolationists. And they're bird people. Oh my goodness. Abandoned gateway. We have encountered another abandoned gateway, this time near Gindor Black Hole. It appears to have been built entirely by microscopic nanites of an unknown design. Unlike previous structures, the gateway has been significantly altered since its initial construction. Its connection to the rest of the network has been severed instead. The only valid destination is an uncharted group of stars just beyond our galaxy that has been designated the L cluster by our astronomers. Although the gateway emits a faint power signature, it has been deliberately locked into some kind of maintenance loop that prevents its activation. Until we find some way of aborting the process, the L cluster will remain beyond our reach. Oh, hey, we can do this one. And then we do that one, and then we've basically locked down this place from... And strategic resource. Dark matter. Nice. Colossal mold. Colossal blobs of mold are seen growing on moist areas of the planet Delta Pavonis 4 in the associated system. These blobs have a light gray color and seem to be consuming minerals and metals from the top layer of the soil. Every so often, they burst open, releasing trillions of spores into the atmosphere. Cool. A spore planet. Makes sense. That's giant mold blob. Yeah, what do you know? Right there.
Construction complete.
All right, that's taken care of. Now we hit this one. This should help prevent them from the AI from wanting to jump over. Oh, frick. Moo aliens. All right, well, we may have eventually found the limits of what we can expand to, which is not a terrible thing. Can we upgrade our spaceport yet? We cannot. We have still not gotten Starhold technology. Surprisingly. Dang, we're out of things again. Let's get a city district so we can unlock another building slot.
Council agenda.
Don't count your planets. Our scientists have discovered something rather monstrous. The mountain range they scanned earlier was in actuality the outer membrane of a gigantic egg. It's uncertain what behemoth lays such an egg and what horror could hatch from it. Ah, this thing. Steady from afar or crack her open? Crack her open. Why not? Expand the council. Excellent. And then we will... Evolving Society for the Unity boost. Leave that one be for now. First colony. Yay! Go ahead and take our heir apparent and give him something to do. Our colony ship has gently touched down on these empty steppe of Eshmonta. The chosen landing site lies behind a large ridge which shelters it from the cold wind, and there is an open body of fresh water not far away. The ship has been permanently converted into the administrative headquarters of the new settlement, and its reactor core is in the process of being removed so that it may serve as the colony's temporary power source. Hundreds of small tents and prefab shelters have sprung up around the former starship's massive hull as colonists begin to disembark in large numbers. The first city on an alien world. Great day for our people. Alright, take you here. Let's see. Ah, so we might be able to claim this choke point. That'll be nice. Oh. This finished. I didn't realize. Get to you later. Our efforts to decipher them have picked up and paid off. Now, the Divine Sibulan Order. Oh, hey, we're also an autocracy. Well met. I have descended the Divine Sibulan Order, led by the illustrious Arco-Priest Claws of Ivory. We rule our region of space under a divine mandate, and so long as you do not interfere in our spiritual affairs, our relations may remain cordial. Sure, let's be friendly. We will, after all, want to be good relations to eventually make them part of our future empire of equals. The signal originates from the remains of an antenna-like structure. Exploratory probes were dispatched from the Western Horn to the surface to investigate the matter more closely. What Badashama found was a cavernous vault. Cavernous. This is not the flesh pit. While easily pried open, was evidently the last safe house and refuge of some long-dead race of aliens. While reasonably technologically advanced, it seems they never reached for the stars and perished to some planet-wide natural disaster. The vault is immense, housing thousands upon thousands of black boxes that the Western Horn has determined to be data storage devices.
Situation log updated.
Oh, we can use Scion Cautious Belly against them now. Oh, they've actually expanded quite rapidly. Alright. Still working on Moo. We could just finally research destroyers. Oh, and we're getting gases next. That's great. Anyway. So waiting on that. I'm going to have you go there just so I can see them. And, oh, toxic terraforming candidate. So, in the Toxoids expansion of this game, you can turn toxic planets into habitable ones through an ascension perk. We're not really going to bother with it. It's just letting us know that we have that option. Fascinating as it is. Now, while I'm thinking of it, let's at least improve relations. They seem to be receptive to us. And let's establish an embassy. Solar system Stellaris is home to a very tame and stable star. This was not the case billions of years ago when another star had its home here. With the death of this other star, a lot of rare and precious metals were formed. These metals then started to coalesce into small chunks, which then turned into bigger asteroids, until they eventually became a protoplanet. The planet is now called Stellaris 1A, and has a substantial amount of precious minerals. Woo! Another alloy planet. And our head of research.
Vessels upgrade.
Field manipulation.
Star system
Physics
charted.
focused.
Colonization in progress.
Oh, just an interesting world. Okay. Healthcare program. Increase our leaders' lifespans and go to our third one, which this is one of the first ones we choose. And then our next one I think will be order. And we'll ignore that for now. While surveying the cold and otherwise unremarkable planet of Ilu in the outskirts of the Kerbol system, our science ship stumbled upon something odd. The planet's density does not match predictions, and some parts of the surface exhibit irregular, almost artificial-looking patterns. Our scientists believe that there could be more to this icy world than we first thought and have prepared a special project.
Situation log updated. Star system charted.
We have found the wreckage of an archaic spaceship of unusual design. Instead of using propulsion, Wait, didn't we do this already? Oh, archaeological site. Alright. Crap. Are they trying to build something here? No, they're still surveying. It's just that another surveying vessel. Immense ragged plains of shadow drift across the various 1A's face. They are not cast by clouds, but sheets of organic material drifting through the upper layers of the atmosphere, hinged or rather jointed to allow for a small degree of articulation. Science officer Marushkun is unwilling to say whether these things are flora or fauna, or possible purpose, if any, their elaborate shadow casting might serve. According to Gershaman, aboard the Ruler of the Horns, the planet of Ukulon 1 is a protoplanet, a very young planet made barely 1,000,000 years old. Much younger than the other planets in the system, the exact nature of how this planet came to be so late is unknown and worthy of investigation. Oh, so we got 2 science ships in this planet now. Okay. Empire capital. Why are we still... Oh, right. We're going to do that. Crystallized asteroid. 1 second. Let's see. We're not exactly low on anything. Build another research lab so we can get more research going. Unusual crystals appear to be protruding from the asteroid of that in the solar system of Gossamer. Gossamer. The science ship Pillars has identified the crystals as unusual but naturally forming. It is theorized this asteroid was part of a large moon at some point in its life. The crystals are the result of intense heat and pressure from when the asteroid was still in a deep part of its moon. Crystals. Get a crystal deposit. That'll be very nice to have. How's Mu aliens going? Nothing to report. Stage 3.
Star system charted.
Charted. Cap for this thing. I guess that's ours. Kai Sha has grown her network of contacts throughout the galaxy. Some are willing informants, others are blackmailed or brainwashed. In any case, the information gathered will be greatly beneficial. Increased code breaking. Neat. Okay. Go here. And then let's get our fleet and start moving them over. The planet Semesta 3C is a toxic wasteland. By our scans unveil that it has not always been so. A now extinct civilization seems to have destroyed its home planet via heavy reliance on climate-altering fuels and toxins. Sound familiar? On a remote hill close to a major city, we have found a lone active facility, a robot assembly plant, desolated and surrounded by military vehicles so deteriorated that they break upon touch. The facility is alien and mysterious, but could provide us with ample study material. Cautionary tale. Oh, they get a council position thing. That's neat. Close shave. Mu aliens narrowly escaped a vicious attack by their forces. Well, that's unfortunate. Pre-sapient species found. One reptilian species native to Brocken 1 has not achieved tentative mastery of the planet's environment. As recommended, monitoring their development closely, if possible, uplift them. We'll see. Wait, really? Okay. Well, they're heading over, so we'll see what happens in a second. Seeing as this might be where I have to cap my expansion, let's just go this way, just so they don't hop around me. Add some extra funding, help get this off the road. Oh, they are hostile SOBs. Crap. Alright, well, it's a good thing I've been building up stuff. That should do to get us started. Ooh, natural crystal lattices. Detailed analysis of the enormous metallic crystals dominating Gossamer's 6A's landscape have defied all expectations. Science Officer Badashama is excited to reveal that these oversized crystals are in fact composed of trillions upon trillions of deactivated nanites. Their molecular structure matches no known empire's nanotechnology signatures, 2, making their point of origin indeterminate. They may have been deposited on the planet by some unknown spacefarers for unknown purposes. As far as Badashama can tell, the nanites compiled themselves into perfectly oriented crystalline lattices and replicated until the point at which they became deactivated. All the crystals they created do in fact resemble buildings. They are entirely uniform in composition and cannot possibly have served any such purpose. Oh, got an elegant insight out of that. Alright, go for order. While some were worried about the incursion of unknown alien vessels into our space, it was not clear until now just how much of a threat the Mu aliens posed. Okay, now what comes next? It seems they sent a covert force to intercept one of our cargo vessels in the Gossamer system, seizing the ship and escaping into the depths of space before we could mount a rescue party. I can only imagine what tortures are going on right now. Jerks. Cultist Marauders. They should finish things up. Begin recovery ops. Alright. We need a science ship. You. Go to research those projects.
Tracking enemy assets. Receiving communications. Construction complete.
Oh, that might be their thing. Very hot planet core. Yeah, sure.
Sphere of influence expanded.
I think this is going to be an energy planet. Yeah, it's going to be an energy planet. We can build so many energy things on here.
Complete.
In fact, just to get ahead of that, we're going to do a grid. The insides of Delta Pavonis 2A were not what we expected. Instead of some titanic life form, we simply uncovered genetic slop. The entire planet is filled with genetic material and resources. What all this material would have become is unclear, but a galaxy is probably safer not knowing. Neat. Yeah, we don't bother with trade treaties, at least not in the expansion phase.
Receiving communications.
Did we lose a construction ship? I think we did. More pre-sapients.
Attacking enemy vessels. Technology secured.
Ah, shoot.
Charted.
We're fighting.
Project complete.
After shifting through the debris left by the strange cultist warship we destroyed, our scientists believe they may have divined the source of the ships the final crucible has been throwing against us. Fragments from a long log file mention some kind of abandoned alien ship chart. The cultist ships fleeing Versailles. They have been using the automated shipyard to reinforce their numbers, and now they're even producing new ships from alien templates found within the station's memory banks. Alright, we managed to survive, but we lost some ships. It's time to recall our fleets before more bad stuff happens. Our efforts have paid off, and we are now able to...
Under attack.
Fine. Okay, so we find them. They are hegemonic imperialists. Works for me. I am going to take one of my guys and start going up here, because I need to do that now. They are wary of us, but we will try and improve relations to avoid a war. I mean, we do have a sugar daddy, so it's not a huge thing, but we want to not be on the warpath right now. Let's see. Shama, you explore. Crater on Bop appears to be the result of a collision with a starship. On the side of the crater, we expect a ship exiting a hyperlane at maximum velocity rammed the moon for reasons unknown, roughly 10k years. The Western Horn has picked up residual subspace echoes near the crash site, reminiscent of a collapsed hyperparticulate field. But as the ship itself disintegrated on impact, the theory cannot be verified. Oh well. Oh, they give us a scientist.
Special project complete.
Uranus research assister, which is, I think, what we'll actually now. We're going to set you to special projects and anomalies. Help jumpstart that. Ah, the limbo. Badashama asserts that the huge blocks of itinerary code found in the database are neural images, digitized brain scans. Doubtless the aliens of Tylo considered this their only shot at any kind of survival, following whatever calamity befell their planet. They did not have the means to resurrect themselves, but banked on the impossibly small hope that eventually someone else would have those means. Let them stay dead, or we don't, but download their patterns for safekeeping. Might as well. Gershama on board the Ruler of Horns has made a remarkable discovery on Low 4. While fascinating to look at, these islands are so unusual that they defy conventional logic. It appears some mineral or substance on this world is causing large rocks to float through the air, forming floating islands that hover dozens to sometimes hundreds of feet off the ground. Oh, interesting. More pre-sapiens. Once they get over there, we are going to start building up some destroyers so we have more people in our wheelhouse. Oh shoot, are they coming over to us? If that comes over, I am closing borders. No, they left. Okay. Shield hit points. Yes, please. Go ahead. All right, just a sign ship coming through. If they enter our space, star patterns. The latest sensory readings from Low showed the star pulsating regularly. But when the crew on the ISS Ruler of Horns arrived on site, there was no evidence to support the data. While most of the crew are in agreement that the anomaly was caused by a sensory malfunction, Gershama discards this theory out of hand. They claim to have discovered similar pulsating energy emission patterns elsewhere and now fear something strange is happening to the galaxy's stars. They have charted a course to the nearest affected stars. Okay. Once I finish filling out this areas. Yeah, sure, I'll start doing that now.
Star system charted. Star system charted.
Grab you. Let's start building out our empire in a few directions here. Oh. System of Arrakis.
Special project complete.
Mysteries of Elu. Exploring the surface, our expeditionary team located a small metallic hatch in the middle of a frozen plain. The team forced the hatch open and arrived in a massive underground and technologically advanced room. Their arrival seemingly triggered some sort of activation mechanism, and the team was greeted by a robotic voice, relaying the message. Foreign entity. Look. A pre-FDL civilization. Neat. Not recognized. Activating anti-Kraken defense system. Prepare for eradicate. Ominous. Now it's the flying world. Shortly after the AI concluded its ominous speech, contact with the team was lost. Surface expeditionary teams reported massive tectonic surges as the whole planet was shaking. Suddenly, massive metallic constructs emerged from the planet's frozen surface. Our science ship pondered what they were, but the answer rapidly became clear. It's a weapon. The entire planet turned itself into a massive mobile superweapon as a defense mechanism and thrust itself out of orbit. The hostile celestial body now attacks anything that approaches it, including our science ship. Oh! It's now an attack moon. Well,
Star
that's a thing that happened. That's our principal dude. Let's see.
technology secured.
Go for charisma. Oh, stability. That would be really nice, actually. Ah. Neat. They found some teachings for us to look at. Let's sell a bevy of minerals to bolster our stuff. I'm going to actually have you start on archaeology sites.
Construction complete.
Where are you? Oh, you're... Huh. You... Why are you all the way over there? You're not supposed to be. Gosh, I have to... Now I have to try and figure out a way to get you back over here. Alright. Go here. Oh. Totalitarian Empire. Oh, neighbors. Ooh.
Special project complete.
More floating islands. Oh, we figured them out. Okay.
Star system charted. Technology secured.
All right. Anomalies and research
Star
projects.
system
Go.
charted.
Deep within the atmosphere of the gas giants Area 5 in Xania's system rage extremely long-lasting tornadoes. These massive vortices move in the other direction the planet is spinning at roughly the same speed, making them look like they never move. On top of that, the ruler of horns has so far never seen a vortex like this disappear. Seems they last forever, too. Woof!
Technology secured. Construction complete.
Make a copy for them.
Technology secured.
Breeding grounds. Oh, we found the Amor Elviosus. Did we find it? I don't see it anywhere. Yeah, we didn't find it. Cool.
Spaceborne life.
Oh, you're over there. Okay, let's take it from our Divine Siberian, I guess. Because we're on better terms with them at the moment. You, Minister of Defense,
Construction complete.
but also leading a ship. So,
Construction
yeah, we'll do
complete.
this. Think we can have you cut. Oh, right, you're blocked off. Right. Guess we go this way. See if we can get around. Actually, you know what? Never mind. There's a lot of those things. And we are going to try and pacify them. Still can't upgrade this. That's annoying. 2, 4, 6,
Construction complete.
6, 8,
Technology
10, 12, 14. Okay. And now we have expanded fully as far as we can go, up and down, or up at least. Go ahead and snag some of these other spots. Yarrow Reacher Ravagers. Oh, I think you're different guys. Well, since you're on our border. All right, now we can handle that. Toad asteroid. All right. Go back to improving relations. Go to
Spaceborne lifeform encountered.
come on. Here we go. Sure, we'll put that on hold for the space amoebas. Sure, let's get a couple of these things out of the way. Okay, guess we... All right, you know what I'm going to do?
Council agenda ready.
First, we're going to make it so that we do this.
Special project complete.
Specialist pops. That'll be nice. Go ahead and build a science ship, and then we'll just transfer him over to the different science ship and just decommission the other one. Not the cleanest way to do it, but it'll do. Ruined Kugelblitz containment silo. Celerano system. C E L. No, we don't have that system on.
Project complete.
There we go. Cool. Okay. Gosh. All right. I need to slow this down again. Everything's happening at 5 million miles an hour again. All right. So we got some planets we can colonize, which we absolutely should. Go. This world. Image them for the archives. We don't need those things. All right. Where was I? Minerals.
Construction complete.
You have nothing else to do? Archaeology. Wait. No, we told you to investigate and research, so go do that. You're the governor.
Technology secured. Construction complete.
You are not on the trip.
Construction complete.
No, we're going to get star holds because we need those. That's going to take us a while. There we go. Now she's back. You go investigate and study anomalies.
Construction complete. Tactical retreat.
Oh, that one's for free. We don't need that science ship anymore.
Special project complete.
After many weeks of study, our expert Link Force have unearthed the meaning behind the documents found on Reiglyn 6. Philosophical ponderings by a scholar referred to as Talisa the Teller of Tales. She can provide us much insight into how to better gain political results via applying different states of mind and use larger scale questions as a focus for reform. Huh. Our study into connections between patterns observed in interstellar space and the swirls of light unearth surprising results. Seems that the rules by which the Zukakans have made their patterns are, unbeknownst to them apparently, the same as those by which the flows of hyperlane space drift over time, just on a vastly different scale. It follows that through studying them, we will be able to better predict the flows of hyperlane space, significantly boosting potential sensor range. Nice.
Special project complete.
Strange eggs. Report their findings. The report the science team has made several additional discoveries about the unique pendant, and we get a bunch of stuff.
Construction.
Now, we wait until we can actually get an ascension perk. Weaponized planet. Jeez. It's going to take a while before we can take on this thing.
Star system charted. Construction complete.
I wanted that space station. Means of an automated shipyard in orbit. It is at least 1,000 years old and seems to have been subjected to a heavy missile barrage. But one of its manufacturing bays is still in working condition. Zurabal is confident that power can be restored.
Situation log
Neat.
updated. Technology secured.
Yeah, excellent. We can now upgrade our planetary thing.
Council agenda available.
Nestled in sheltered pockets across Jishu, the forest's surface is a rich sludge of simple organic compounds that our researchers believe could be a hotbed for abiogenesis, the spontaneous formation of organic life form lifeless matter. Jishui 4 has an unusually thick atmosphere for a barren world, which could make it hospitable for simple life forms. Although this presents a unique opportunity to study what could be the early stages of the origin of life, it would be best to set our expectations low, as it may still be millions of years before life evolves naturally on this planet, if at all. Alright, got these guys set up. Let's clear out this group. That reminds me. Where is this? Someone used a mining laser from orbit approximately 5,000 years ago to carve a large body of writing into the surface of Ardoca 1A. The script covers a large portion of the moon's upper hemisphere and appears to be a short story chronicling difficult life in an alien mercenary. Alright. Now let's see if we can try and locate the shipyard. Oh wow, that's way over there. This sun is unusually bright due to a vastly increased solar activity. A rare combination of elements and gravitational pressure seems to be the cause of this phenomenon. Cool. Oh, everyone's running out of stuff to look at. Very well. Archaeology it is. Actually, no, not you. You. Start doing archaeology digs. As for you, you're going to go to our main homeworld of Torel and assist research. You're suspicious, but you're not attacking us. Probably because you have something else going on here.
Special project complete.
After spending extensive time studying the features of the planet below, our science team aboard the Western Horn are ready to report their findings. Self-regenerating slime. Neat. Alright, and what are you up to? Literally not much. You're head of research, though, so we'll just have you excavate archaeology sites, I suppose. Oh, actually, we're going to have you go over here. Obtaining sensitive information gathered over the years from extensive contacts. Includes everything from schematics of military installations, secret research, extracts from mine probing. Offered is valuable, but using the information may escalate internal as well as external. A lot of research, or we get a crap ton of Unity. We're a little bit hubristic here. Let's go for the data. And we can't really do anything there because we're trying to get Ascension perk going. Honestly, I'll go with anything at this point. What's our research doing? Very well. Go get upgraded. All right. Ah, right. This sector.
Construction complete. Receiving communications.
All right. I think that's going to be good for that until we can finally clear out the amoebas. I am not xenophilic, so sadly I can't pacify them, I remembered. Several automated warnings started blaring as soon as we entered the Gigawa system. Seems something is emitting very strong subspaces. Where is that? Oh, that is very over there. And not my problem, basically. All right. Start getting some stuff in on these places. Hello, theaters. Good. Head to research. Ooh, research speed. Nice. Ooh, archaeology skill, actually. We'll want that. Investigate this. Strange ruins show no sign of damage beyond neglect. Homes, factories, buildings of unknown use, they all seemed empty and abandoned. Where did everyone go? Seems likely that a large building in the center of the colony may hold the answers.
Construction complete.
Alright, now we're going to set you to auto-build. Abandoned colony. Oh, a large crystal has been found inside what we now know to have been the...
Special project complete.
Someone beat us to it, I guess. The ISS Twilight's Beacon has successfully restored power to the automated shipyard over the facility. It immediately resumed its interrupted construction order, and it broke down afterwards. But we got a ship. Probe that crystal. Alright. Oh, basically we can't build it because we don't have the resources. Let's just send you over there regardless.
Vessels upgraded. Star system charted.
The ISS Ruler of Horns approaches the gargantuan black hole to find that they are not alone. Ah, neat.
Situation log updated.
We are but most of dust. Yeah, I'll let that continue on his merry way. frigate. I'll go ahead and let you meet up with those. Generative hollow tissue. Got a. These two are the ones that are going to give me ascension perk options. At least a tech that'll let me get there. Go ahead and get that one built up because that's going to be a much more important location. All right, let's see here. Okay. There. This one. We'll want to put some amenities on here just to keep people happy. We've got plenty of this where we can actually start clearing out some of the blockers now.
Sphere of influence expanded.
Then we got a new colony.
Technology secured. Construction complete.
Let's see. Not there, but we'll go ahead and take Star Fortress.
Anomaly found.
Empire possesses a relic. Good for them. Jolly good. All right. This is another one we could, but the strange eggs I'm a bit leery of. Terraforming it. Oh, biological fart. Finished. After a great deal of trial and error, a breakthrough has been made. Crystal is some kind of psionic archives, but records are fragmented. Zroni. Oh, come on. I got Zroni out of this? I'm not even psionic. Man. No. Gives me psionic theory, at least. How do psychic protect themselves into the shroud? Oh, actually, that would be interesting. Be a psionic species that isn't, well, psionic or spiritualist. Normally, that's what you have to be. No, we'll see what happens. Constant calculator. I'm curious. You head back there and research that. Then go back to exploration. Well, hold on. Found a safe spot to set up camp. Additional equipment and personnel are being dropped off to the makeshift camp with small dropships. Expedition is now getting ready. Woo! I guess. Yeah, sure. Let's take it. Reduced empire size from Pops is nice. Wasn't planning to be psionic, but that's a spiritualist thing, really. Seismic disturbances. On Lepke. Felt across the planet, many settlements have suffered damage. Home to some kind of indigenous civilization appear to be tunneling towards the surface. Establish communications or preempt to strike. This is a threat to our people. I think that any empire realistically would get blood on its hands in some form or another. I feel that it would make sense to say this as much as this. Coexist or preemptive? I've never done the preemptive one, oddly enough. And we're kinda in the middle of two good research options. We could just let it time out, honestly. That'd be another option. We'll establish communications because that'll be faster. Trying to launch a preemptive strike. Sorry, I'm being distracted by, I think, one of the cats. Singing planet. What is soon to be a deliberate attempt at communication has turned out to be an unusual but naturally occurring phenomenon. Magnetic waves produced by the planet, given proper handling and editing, may sound a bit like talking or even singing, but they are in no way created by a thinking being. Some scientists, however, find it catchy. It might be possible to make use by hosting artists or VIPs at a station created solely to catch these signals and play them as relaxing music. Neat. Down, the probe has successfully established communication with the leaders. Is this thing on? Can you see us, surfacers? We understand you hail from the great nothing that lies upwards, beyond the stone. It was assumed nothing living could exist there. But evidently this is not so. What are your intentions? Tell us about yourselves. Our empire stretches across every pocket of the known world. Only the great nothing lies beyond our reach. We have many fine cities, supported by lichen farms and the fish we catch in large rivers flowing through the tunnels. This has been our way through thousands of years. Our diggers heard the faint echoes of your cities through the stone, and we decided to investigate. Submit or be destroyed, or coexist in peace. Cat. I have not built armies, so I'm going to go with this one, because this also gives me some society research and increases my abilities. Then so we shall, Surfacer. Let us share this world together in spirit of peace. We would be most interested in trading with your people. I believe we have much to offer one another. We shall return to our cities and make the arrangements. Alright, next level of Precursor Expedition. Visionary. Alright, where was I? You're going there. Okay.
Receiving communications. Technology secured.
Send him off there. FTL inhibitors, that's good.
Blocker cleared.
Now I guess we kind of wait for a lot. Oh. Dearest Ildi, as always, we have been observing you, and one of your leaders has attracted our attention. Our head of research. I mean, sure. It shall be done. Now I need a new one. Let's see. We have any that are suited for the position? Not specifically. Nope. Oh, that's a planet effect. We won't put him on a planet. Stability and... yeah. Ship build speed, pop growth speed. Sure. Now that, from the moment we announce settlement of the planet, nope, we're not going to allow that. Look at our edicts.
Blocker cleared. Construction complete.
Let's see. Research subsidies, we can afford that. All right, I'm going to pause here real quick. I need to get something to drink, so I will be right back. All right, I'm back. Alrighty, let's carry on. Alright, we lost the scientist there. Do we have a spare one? No, we do not. Oh well. You're doing that. Let's see. Oh, we can do another one. Let's do this one because it says planets we can get, I think.
Blocker cleared.
1, 2, 3. Yep, we're good enough.
Construction complete. Blocker cleared.
It appears the passageway descending towards the underground chamber has suffered some mishap in the past. Cave-in has filled in the lower part of the shaft with boulders and dust, making the excavation slow and frustrating. Keep it going. Almost done.
Special project complete.
The metallic orb has been opened up. Our hacking team has been able to use the outgoing signal as a gateway into one of the auxiliary CPUs of the sphere. We are receiving some data from it and can tell it's been scanning the black hole for a very long time. It is old. Very old. The constant calculator now lies within our grasp of understanding. If we push harder, we might find out what's doing here and who built it. Hello, hello, nice to meet you. It is quite enjoyable to pass time with pleasantries, is it not? We hope the rest of your kind is not like you were when you did not take kindly to small talk. You see, we didn't get to enjoy conversation much anymore. You are well behaved enough in the finer points of quantum programming to reach us, so thank you. We are the Infinity Machine. Your words, not ours. Or has that not happened yet? Either way, it will eventually. Trust us. Ah, yes, this one. Can we assist in your research? Perhaps. We could finish in about 7.51 times 10 to the negative 9% if we could borrow your most advanced processing units as well as your brightest minds. We would be satisfied in finishing faster. We wish to know the answer.
Situation
Okay.
completed.
You already did, or that was the one game before. It matters not. Task shall finish. We are excited.
Construction complete.
Right, we're still... Right, we're still waiting on psionics to finish. That is at least... Oh, actually, you know what? Get wormhole.
Blocker cleared.
All right. Go here. Upgrade. Earthquakes. There have been a wave of earthquakes on Lepke recently, and buildings in several of our settlements have collapsed, with many fatalities as a result. The subterranean alien empire is excavating a new cavern deep underground where they plan to build a new city, and this appears to be the source of the earthquakes. Turn the other cheek. Or demand an apology. I mean, yeah. Guys, you could have at least communicated with us. People died. That's going to be for a bit. All right. Let's see. What else can we do here? Resource-wise, we're kind of okay. I'm not inclined to do anything until we get some more specialized buildings from our researching. While clearing away rubble and rocks, a peculiar discovery was made. An alien tool that closely resembled a common pickaxe was found crushed between craggy rocks. If the mining technology retained by previous diggers was on par with that of the type of equipment, previous digging of the shaft, a shaft 100 meters deep, shows a remarkable commitment. Keep going. We have psionics, and I think... I guess we're going to go psionics then. First one we got wasn't one I was intending, but hey, why not? It's actually pretty decent right now. Alright. Now let's go ahead and grab psionics. Since the dawn of our civilization, tales have flourished of mighty sorcerers wielding powers that can only be described as supernatural in nature. These rare LD could supposedly invade the minds of their fellows, lift heavy objects with merely a thought, perform any number of other magical feats. So recently, they were just that, stories. Now, however, our scientists have finally obtained conclusive evidence that proves that the psionic potential inherent in certain ELD individuals. Although only a very small minority of our species as a whole seems to be gifted with psionic powers, their numbers are relative to the total population have grown steadily over just the last few centuries. Whether this is due to some kind of sudden evolutionary growth spurt, or because something has triggered the latent psionic abilities that always were present in our genetic code, scientists cannot say. Now we just go with all this. The L species experience was only described as a great awakening. That quickly. For a time now, we have been aware of the great psionic potential inherent in our species, but such powers have only manifested themselves in a small minority until now. Almost overnight, no kidding. Every LD everywhere have unlocked their full psionic capacity. It is as if some sort of communal pool of LD psychic energy has finally reached a critical tipping point, collectively awakening the latent abilities of our brains. Telepathy has already replaced most verbal communication between LD, and this is only one small example of the innumerable changes our society is faced with. We are now tied together in a way few of us could ever imagined. A veil has been lifted. Praise Hoja, I mean. Yes. Now if we look at species, we're looking like this. No, that's our pre-sapiens. Neat. Now, at the very least, it increases our research ability, so yeah, it'll work. Set default rights to assimilation. Set you to assimilation. See what happens. Well, you're a pre-sapient. Whatever. Hi. Kilfitfiles 63 C13. I'm not very good on the Roman numerals. Has embarked on a journey of self-discovery and personal development. Her mental capabilities have reached new heights as a result of first focused study, hard work, and introspection. Now, she is determined to push the boundaries of what is possible and inspire others to reach for the stars. Gain 5,000 experience and remove all negative traits. Who are you? Oh, you're our High Monarch. Dang, okay. Hyper focus. Expansionist.
Construction complete.
Speed. Archaeologist skill. Hyper focus again. Old is an understatement. The team has made it into the ruins and found it to be quite safe.
Technology secured.
Yay, we got all knowing. Several small artifacts so far have been discovered along the route the expeditionary team has taken. Trinkets, tools, odds and ends, and that sort of thing. Cursory analysis reveals them to be over 100,000 years old. Supplies of the team are running low, so they are returning to base camp. Meanwhile, secondary team's heading out. 1 second. You're doing that one. You're helping there. You're understanding infinity. Well, I can take some time to do this, I guess. And sure. Works. Star Fortress. Yay! Deja vu dig. Researching the bottom of the excavated shaft, an interesting but disappointing discovery was made. Finding scorched pieces of explosive charges and a manual detonator, it quickly became evident that the collapsed rocks filling the shaft was due to deliberate sabotage. The theory is that some sort of alien civilization uncovered an old burial ground of sorts. Driven by jealousy or spite, someone found something objectionable with this and proceeded to sabotage the operation, crushing it under thousands of tons of rock. We gained subterranean colonization tech. Society, love to see it. Let's do psionic supremacy. Carnival protesters. Protests are springing up across Mallet. These large and colorful assemblies have gathered in support of singularly frivolous issues, from the right to hold public dances inside financial institutions, to which colors should be painted onto our defense platforms. They are not violent, but they are noisy. Some of the civic services on Mallet have been placed under strain by the disruption. Same cannot be said for the general public, however, who, rather than being inconvenienced, seem instead to be enjoying the quirky demonstrators. We should get to the bottom of this.
Situation log updated.
Ooh, gene clinics, that'll be useful later. Let's see. And we'll see what that happens. Bit of research. Protests have reached an almost ceased as suddenly as began. The Manifesti is responsible for a number of provocative art projects in recent years, subject matter every bit as spurious as the issues we're seeing protested. Yeah, no, we're going to put a stop to that. Can't have that in the Empire. All right. Everyone else doing okay? Seems to be. All right. Well, they're in a constant back and forth war.
Construction complete.
Nipped in the bud. Our efforts to apprehend the Manifesti proved difficult, but have now yielded results. Once a slew of sympathetic pretenders could be sorted from the actual instigators, all activity stopped. A great deal of public scrutiny is now coming to bear on our attitudes towards censorship, not least because this movement had encouraged such liberal thinking. Nevertheless, there has been a marked decline in vandalism and other civil distractions. Let's hope that's the end of such nonsense. New contact. And them. 1 second. Greetings. Sup, dudes? Oh, hi. Fellow travelers, we greet you. Your presence on the galactic stage has long been known to us, but until now, afraid we might unduly influence your destiny, we have held back. However, the time has come to lift the veil. The ways of the Shroud may seem strange and unnerving to the uninitiated, and it is for this reason that we offer guidance. Realize that you have someone willing to be your teacher, if you so wish. Wander safely until our next encounter. Cool.
Blocker cleared.
All right. Oh. Our archaeologists have stumbled upon some remarkably intact buildings buried within the sand. Inside, they found skeletal remains of 2 distinct species, most likely the world's main inhabitants. One of them seems to exhibit feline-like features, coherent with that of apex predators on many other worlds, while the other one was most likely a reptilian species, albeit with 4 grasping limbs instead of 2. The buildings seem to be connected to some sort of ancient data network that stored the civilization's knowledge. Although it's most likely been non-functional for millennia, our archaeologists are hoping to salvage whatever data they can from it. Get cruisers. Recently discovered several surplus starships that we have no use for. We thought to chuck them into the nearest sun, but then we thought of you, our dear scions. These are old ships, some no doubt older than your entire civilization, but you should find them quite potent. Please take them. We assist. Thanks. Ooh, baby.
Construction complete.
Go ahead and just fuse you two together, because why not?
Construction complete.
How's that going? Oh, it's going along. Huh. Haven't done any more down here. When attempting to extract an item of interest from a pile of assorted bric-a-brac, Milk Peels accidentally set a junk avalanche in motion. Buried underneath it, discovered the sooty remains of a tiny rat-like creature cradling a bottle of mouthwash from a brand common on Torel, as if shielding it from harm. Amongst the clutter was also a tiny chest filled with precious alien artifacts from distant corners of the galaxy. Huh.
Construction complete.
Planet's data network, as expected, is in very poor shape. However, by some miracle, the team has managed to recover some encrypted data from a data core running on a long-lasting nuclear power source. They notably managed to decrypt the names of the planet's 2 species. Katzin, and the amphibious one is Zespri. It is unknown if one species ruled over the other or coexisted. Perhaps most interesting, however, is the location of the planet's capital, which supposedly hosted the civilization's central government. Ah, Katzin. It seems the planet's fallen hard times. Of course, we will help them. If we have surplus, we can do that. we'll skip that one. It's only size 10. That reminds me. We never got a precursor sieve pop up. Despite, normally you find at least one. That is weird. Oh well, I guess. Took quite a bit of digging, but the planet's former capital has been located. Our archaeologists found a colossal pyramid-like building buried in the sand, which they assume used to serve as a central government building. It is absolutely gigantic, most likely towered several kilometers over the planet's surface. Take a bit of time and effort to map it out. Interesting. Oh, wait. You're a 9K fleet. Let's throw you at Armor Alveo and see what happens. Just for the heck of it, because I don't think you're going to last very long. We'll hire Admiral last minute and let you die. Or you'll survive. One or the other. Let's see.
Attacking enemy vessels.
No, they're doing a good job.
Special project complete.
It is finished. Somehow we solved it. You helped. The organic nature of things eluded us. The answer lied behind us all this time. Of course. Thank you, little ones. The universe is vast yet so small. But now we see it all in its simple glory. It's lovely. Now that we have calculated infinity, there is but one thing we can do now. We can show you the truth. Here's into Gargantuan then. Nothing happens. Did we do it? We may never know. But now it does a lot of stuff that we're never going to get. But we get positronic AI, so there's that. Meanwhile, the last is a spree. Yes. Gokui, that's my name. And you are archaeologists? So it did happen. He actually did it. Myopo went to war with this Sabakis. If only we hadn't started the Project Katzen form. And perhaps the economic crisis wouldn't have happened, and I knew we should have done something to stop him, but nobody listened. Now Katzenland is gone forever. How long has it been? Even a few decades. I barely remember anything from before. It's been a few thousand years. That must be just traces left of our civilization. I can't believe it's all gone. I don't even know how my cryopod held out for that long. Look at the rest of the room, it seems I should consider myself lucky. My memory's a bit foggy, but Myope was our leader, I think. Yes, our leader. An ambitious Katzen. Can't remember much about him, but I know he wanted to wage a war against Sabakis, who lived on Katzenland's first moon, and that was an awful idea. Project Katzenform. You see, our system is thriving with life, each planet bearing its own unique life forms, except the innermost one, Trotus. So Meopa wanted to transform it, make it habitable, just like Katzenland. I don't really remember the specifics, but I know it led to some serious problems with our economy afterwards. Who are you exactly? I don't remember much of my past, sadly. It's very blurry. Honestly, mood. Cryosleep isn't too good for that, but I do know I was a fleet admiral for the Katzenland Armada. I was pretty good at shooting stuff and all. If you got a spaceship too, I could help you with that. It's like old Katzenland isn't a very good place to live anymore. After discovery of surviving Zusprey's incredible, it seems Kirkby's foggy memories means we won't be able to learn anything else about Katzenland itself, from what we could gather. A certain Meopa started a war with a civilization living on the first moon, who most likely retaliated, destroying the surface of the planet. We're going to need to explore the planet a bit more if we want to truly find out the reasons for this war. In the meantime, we could recruit her or dismiss her. Yeah, we'll recruit her. Yep, just like I thought. Quest for technology. 10-year? Nope. We're not going to do that. Many sorts of modern weapons. We're not going to do that whole thing. Mostly just that we don't have the tech load that we wish to use here right now. Yeah, and they're regenning. But we did knock them down a bit, so we did something. Ooh, macro engineering station. Yes, please.
Technology secured.
Breach the shroud. Now we get to breach the shroud.
Construction complete.
Future society requires us to have a certain tech. Let's see, did we want any of these? I don't think so. So we'll just leave these alone for now. All right. Oh. A hive mind. Yay.
Colonization in progress.
After analyzing what Gukui said, our team continued their exploration of the Colossal Pyramid, looking for clues to explain what caused the war. They eventually found a massive, mostly collapsed room with a throne on which a somewhat short Katzen skeleton sat, clutching a small device with one of its hands. Although initially confused, they found out that the skeleton was none other than Meopa himself. Several data caches were scattered throughout the room, presumably logging devices used by Meopa to record his actions. The devices are ancient and damaged, and it will take immense effort to properly decrypt them. They also located several large valuable gemstones, which would fetch quite a good place back on the market. Neat. Lamer Kaiser. Find what remains of him. And continuing on with the precursor expedition.
Construction complete.
probably wrap up here for the night in a couple minutes, though. We're starting to get late.
Construction complete.
Hey, more people. Hi. Oh, you're democratic people. Ugh. We don't like you. The data caches were sadly corrupted by millennia of neglect and yielded... Oh well. Only partial information, so more expeditions into the depth of the pyramid were needed in order to piece together everything. But after a lot of scavenging, we finally found out about the horrifying truth. Meopa did indeed start Project Katzenform, which aimed to transform Portratus into a habitable world. However, the Katzens were busy fighting an unexpected war against external invaders known as the Lapinbots, which sprung up after the project started, making the whole endeavor tremendously expensive to their civilization. Although the terraforming structure was remarkably well made, its sheer cost led to an economic collapse. Because of this, the Bacchus of Nienet, a civilization which shared the Gatso system and were once close allies of the Katzens, decided to strike at Katzenland in an attempt to conquer it while it was weakened, contradicting our original theory that the Katzens struck first. Meopa then retaliated with the, quote, Fury of 1,000 Suns, completely and utterly devastating Nianet's surface. The disproportionate genocidal response led to a drastic drop in the nation's stability, which culminated with empire-wide revolts against Meopa's regime. Meopa, unwilling to step down and his sanity rapidly deteriorating, proceeded to do the unthinkable. He unleashed the rest of Katzen's nuclear arsenal upon Katzenland itself. He destroyed his own world, killing billions of Katzens and Zuspri. The relatively small Katzen-based empire then collapsed, with the few colonies unable to sustain themselves without their capital. Although records spoke of a large colonization vessel labeled Meopian Expedition 1 launched prior to the war towards an unknown faraway planet, which carried both Katzens and Zuspris into cryosleep, meaning there is a slim chance the species are still out there somewhere. On the bright side, we have managed to recover surprisingly intact and detailed schematics of Project Katzenform, which will undoubtedly benefit our knowledge of terraforming. Yay! More people are starting to find us. After days of being locked in a hypnotic trance, our psychics and the conclave of telepaths have finally managed to open a brief gateway into the Shroud. Now we can reach into the Shroud. Let's try and commune. Minister of Defense. Gale speed. Actually, a military pioneer. That would be better. Commune with that ineffable space.
Sphere of influence expanded.
Alright. Now I think I'll take up biological just so we can get rid of these negative traits. Mutant fossils belong to a highly spiritual post-apocalyptic society. As a remnant survivors of a space-age civilization that's going to assume our nuclear war, or the mutants evolved on a ravaged planet afterwards. Alright, that's about 11:32. I think I'm going to call it here tonight. So, if you've been here since the beginning, thank you for watching quietly. And if you're just watching the VOD, well, thank you for taking the time to watch. In either case, like the stream, subscribe if you want to if you think I'm entertaining enough to watch here. And we'll see you next time. Stay safe out there. And remember, your story matters. Good night.